A pedal board for practice? Yes. This is IkeGuitar. Let's talk about it. Guys, what is going on? IkeGuitar here. Hope you guys are doing well. Coming at you with another guitar-related video. Today, I want to actually take a step back and talk about practice. I know that we've talked about practice in the past. Practice is cool. You all should be doing it. But there are some tools that can help you get the most out of your practice. And today, we're talking about a bona fide practice pedal board. Now, guys, I know what you're thinking. I already have an expensive pedal board. Why would I need one to practice with? But hear me out, guys. Sometimes practicing requires you to need some different tools at your disposal to make the most of your practice sessions, which is why we're talking about my own bona fide personal practice pedal board. Now, this is the practice pedal board. As you can see, it's too big to fit into frame here, but essentially this pedal board is meant to help me practice. I've got a bunch of different pedals on here. I'm going to go through with you guys and kind of explain how they work and hopefully inspire you guys to make your own personal practice pedal board. Now, some things to keep in mind. These pedals aren't meant for playing live. They're simply meant for in my practice space when I'm on my lonesome. You guys can use them live, don't get me wrong, but what would you use them for? Nothing really. This is not meant for you to practice at home with your actual pedal board. You should practice at home with that as well, but this is meant to simply help you practice, hear different things, and get the most out of your practice time. Alright guys, so the pedal board is pretty simple. We've got a volume pedal, the Jim Dunlop Mini, going into a polytune. Always important to have a tuner on your pedal board for sure, but we've got it going into a Ditto Plus by TC Electronic, going into an Electro Harmonix Freeze, and then finally, for a little bit of trem and verb, the Strymon Flint. So, with that in mind, guys, let's talk about the pedals and why I chose them. So first off, the Jim Dunlop Mini, it's just meant to be a simple volume pedal, nothing crazy to it. Usually when I'm practicing, that volume pedal is always on, but it's there in case I need to quickly turn down my guitar signal. Now I've got, coming out of that, I've got an auxiliary output going to the polytune. So the polytune's always going to be on in the signal chain, and it's not going to be a requisite for the actual signal flow. So you can imagine these two pedals as distinctly separate. This polytune is separate from the rest of this chain, but I like to have a tuner always. Tuners are great. I can't live without them. And nothing worse than practicing with a guitar that's out of tune. And really, the first pedal we're going into is going to be this Ditto Plus Looper by TC Electronic. I love this pedal. I think everyone should have some kind of looper outside of their multi-effects processor. I love to be able to play tracks back to get sounds and to, woodshed riffs and whatever else. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. Essentially, when you tap it once, there's many different banks you can go through. You can kind of see it change. But you can preload tracks into the looper, or you can record them live. And so now for the next pedal I've got the Freeze by Electro Harmonix. The Freeze is one of my favorite pedals because it'll retain and suspend any note or chord you can think of by simply latching onto it. So let me show you an example. I'll just play a standard G. Though I'm not playing anymore, but that is going on in the background. And that's how the Freeze works. And then finally I just have a simple Flint for a little bit of reverb if I need it. And I'll use that if I have an amp that maybe doesn't have a reverb already on it, or if I'm in a practice session with a student and he brings in an amp that doesn't have a reverb on it. Nothing worse than having dry guitar tone. I like to have a little bit of reverb just to spice it up. Now guys, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I make videos all the time. If you like this practice pedal board, let me know down below in the comments. If you have some pedals that you love to practice with, can't practice without them, let me know. I may add them to the board in the future. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you next time on IkeGuitar.